It's a great pleasure to introduce Mark Lynas, the author of the book 6 Degrees, who has come to Church Stretton to address a public meeting. And we've collected together a number of questions which members of the audience put to him, and I'm going to explore those now with Mark. Mark, it's very good to see you, and thank you for coming to Church Stretton.
Pleasure, Mike. Thank you for being such a generous host.
We have got a number of questions that we want to share with you, but first of all, perhaps you could just set the scene by describing to us your view of the climate change issue and how you see it exactly, because in your talk you were stressing very much the issue of fossil fuels rather than the need to reduce consumption altogether.
I come to this from the standpoint of somebody who wants to solve the problem in a practical way without demanding such drastic lifestyle change for the entire population, particularly in Western countries, that it's going to be impossible to make the transition. And so I'm interested in seeing this as a practical challenge, almost as an engineering challenge, rather than as something which needs complete transformative action in politics and economics and everything else. I think we've got to we've got to solve this problem within a fairly short space of time. We've probably got a decade or two left at most to start reducing global emissions, and therefore we don't really have time to try experimenting with completely novel approaches. So I think it's one where we need to look at this as a way of decarbonising our energy. So we need to start getting our energy from renewable sources which aren't then accumulating greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which is frying the planet. But otherwise, we can continue industrialising, we can continue progressing our lifestyles.
I want to be absolutely clear about this. The government has set a target of 80% CO2 reductions for 2050. And you're saying you think this can be achieved without major changes to our lifestyles or to economic growth?
Well, look, 2050 is a long time away, and imagine how far things have changed. Well, how far away is 2050? It's 42 years. How different things were 42 years ago from now. And so dramatic transformations in technology and lifestyles will happen anyway. And what we need to do is to ensure that these processes take place simultaneously in a way which decarbonises human